So I'm gonna make this video. Actually, let me turn the speaker on. And I hope that this isn't taken the wrong way, but that it's just, it needs to be said because I know there's a lot of fanboys out there that won't always say things about a device that need to be improved. And, I don't want this to come off wrong, but it's true because I've had the Polyend Tracker Plus, which I tried first, and then I have the Mini. So let me tell you what I love about them so it don't come off like it's wrong. First of all, I really adore the workflow. Like I really do. It does not bother me that it's a tracker. I know people get caught up in the looks and seeing this on the screen and call it a calculator and whatever. Doesn't really matter. I like the workflow. I think it's fun. It's different from what I'm used to, and I can easily jump on anything and start making music. So that's not even a problem. The issue I have right now, let me stay in the good stuff. All right, so the good stuff. So I like the workflow. I think this thing is color coordinated just the way it needs to be so you can easily see what you're doing. And I enjoy playing more instruments in than I do just manually ticking stuff in. That's just not, if you're a person who draw in your notes on MIDI on computer, then this is like not a big deal to you. You'll love it because it's very similar to that, right? You just got to get used to a different look, the way it looks over here. But there's a setting in here. I want to show you this. So I just talk about good. In the config, where there's a recording option that allows you to do micro timing and velocity. So that means it can record your off notes a little bit as well as your velocity, which is cool. That's excellent. That's a great feature to have on there. Another thing is having these buttons to be able to click in to the different pages. Because I will say there's 12 pages right now. That's a lot of pages. And some pages have multiple pages within the pages. So there's probably more than 12. Technically, if I click this button, there's 5 there, plus another 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's about 15 pages, okay, to go through. But you can see if you touch the menu how quickly you can access all these pages. It's super simple. The buttons do not bother me. The texture of this kind of rubbery thing, I hear over time will get like the push where it will get sticky. I guess I hear people say that, but they give you a case, which this is sitting on top of the case. They give you a case, so maybe it's sticky because you need to wash your hands and you need to put that thing away in the case, and you need to stop sitting out in the sun, direct sun, sweating and using it. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Hands get dirty. Everybody's does. Wash your hands. Okay. Good hygiene. That's why I'm gonna leave that. Okay. So each person's different. And I take care of my stuff. I try to keep my stuff pretty clean. So I'm very picky about that. But if you're not picky and you just leave stuff laying around, you got animals too. I have animals, but I vacuum a lot, and you got to do what you got to do. All right, this isn't a hygiene lesson. Back to this guy right here. So I think the hardest thing about the Mini for me is, well, first of all, I love the battery. I love, I don't use the mic. I thought I would like the mic. I tried it like one time and it was okay, but I'm not stressing about the radio not being in there because I use my phone. Actually, on this song, I sampled from a radio. I'll play it for you in a second. And I chopped that up and then I played some other stuff over it. I used the synth in this song. I wasn't able to get to a bass line. Unfortunately, the keyboard thing was a big hassle for me, and that's what I really got frustrated with. So let's talk about that. For some reason, with this USB, the way they've programmed it, it does not, it's supposed to be audio, USB over audio, which means you can send out audio, which it does fine. And then the ability to also be able to charge it and also be able to run MIDI through it. The problem is the MIDI portion is very faulty. The audio, no issue. The MIDI is very faulty. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So here it's working. You put the output to the Tracker Mini, And then if you want to press in something, you can press it in. So I'm going to show you the song. These are the drums I built, and the samples of the piano. So enough about me and my song. All right. The button combinations don't bother me so bad because if you get confused, a lot of stuff is shifting one button. It's not really a big of a deal. The D-pad where you're moving up and down this, or is this a D-pad or this? I think this might be called the D-pad. This stuff does not bother me moving. And they got some buttons up here to help you too. If I was going to play in the notes though, there's a few gripes I have. Like for instance, if I press record here, I can play that note in and then move up and down the tone. That's wonderful. The problem is I can draw that in without it playing and record. As soon as I go in and record, I can't do anything like that. I have to pretty much sit there and draw them in manually. I can't record them in with a button. That part frustrates me. They could have made, when you're in record mode, these be your keys here and let you just at least be able to trigger pads. They could make, these, I think I mentioned this, 2, 4, 6. These first 6 could be, or these all could be pads, and then you could just arrow up and down to get through the next set of them or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know if that's something they're considering. But the sheer fact that you can't plug in anything that's not powered eliminates me using this keyboard unless I want to go straight into the MIDI. And then by the time I hook all that up, it's just like, it's a pain. The idea was to use something I could travel with, like a phone, and just be able to play in. Simple. And then there's this other thing, the tick. I don't know what this tick is. You hear how it ticks? I would say it's this, but it's picking up. I think it's because it's trying to pick up some audio somewhere, which I don't know where that's coming from. This is just a MIDI controller. It's not. That's all it is. But then if you listen to the sound, it doesn't sound like that. Listen. There's no ticking going on. Hear the ticking? So I don't know if it's trying to do the audio through here. While I have no clue why it's doing that. But every single time I turn this thing on to try to do something, I get some issue of some sort. And I don't see anywhere where they're answering questions or they're trying to say, hey, we're in the process of fixing this. It's just kind of dead in the water. Like it's a device, is cool. And I ain't heard nothing else about it. So it's not a cheap device. For the money that it costs, you could get an MPC 1 Plus, I think. Yeah, you could get an MPC 1 Plus. You're almost at the money where you could get a MPC Keys 37. You definitely can get an SP for under this. And all those devices, though, may have some quirks and things that they need to work on too. All of those devices can run laps around this, like no problem. And for that, you could probably get a decent iPad or even a MacBook. Now, different workflow. We're not comparing them. Totally different. You can't compare SP to an MPC. They're totally different. You can't compare a computer to a tablet, or they're just different. So do I like the workflow? Yes, absolutely. Do I enjoy the way it's laid out? Yes. But those little quirks, being able to play in without being frustrated with that sound, or, and because I'm not the type to sit and type in anything. So you might say, well, why not just get the original one, the one that has the pads on it? Well, part of the problem with that one was it wasn't the playing and the samples that was the issue. It was the fact that it was some glitchy stuff with the synthesizers that was on there that was not working right. And they have not made an effort to fix that. They're aware of it. It's interesting. They put out like a update and they tell you what they know is wrong. And I'm like, what? Like, that's great. You're aware of it. So basically it's like, well, don't tell us, we're going to work on it. Okay, cool. And I get it. You need time to fix stuff. But the Mini has been out for what, a year now? And I don't know how many updates, but it's on 2.0 right now. And the 2.0 is really good. Don't get it twisted. But they got to fix some of these little quirks. Like the USB or MIDI thing makes the tracker more portable. If I have to use this MIDI in and out, it's better be the last resort, right? And it's actually at the last resort at this point because you can't do anything else about it. So those are things that need to be fixed in my mind. Now, if I had to pick a percentage of how complete it is, I'd say 75% complete. Because as soon as they figure out a way for you to be able to just at least play in songs, like SP added that into their step sequencer, where you can press the record button to at least play in while the step sequencer is going. They need to do that. All they got to do is do it right here. Or, and it's already triggering, so it would just be a matter of when this thing starts. Right there, see? I can't do anything with it right now, but I'm just showing you. Oops. So it would be just a matter of just letting the button trigger. The other thing is audio over USB. You can listen to audio, but you can't record it in. You gotta have that. That's kind of a must-have in a device where you're trying to sample in, because a line in, even like all the phones now are all USB-C. So you got to go get a USB-C connector of some sort. First of all, you need a short cable because don't nobody want to carry around a long, lengthy cable. And then you got to go find, I've shown you guys this before, then you got to go find something like this so you can plug it into your iPhone or your Android, whatever you sampling from, and then to plug into here to do it. So is this great? Yeah, because it's short and it can work. But it's still more stuff you got to carry around just to be able to do it. So, I mean, I asked myself, where's the portability come in then if it's all this extra stuff you got to do? They didn't think it through, I don't think, on being able to record here, because this is more designed for somebody who really wants to just plug in their notes. And that's fine on drums and random stuff that you're just feeling. But when you're trying to play or feel like a melody or a bass line, you got to play it. There's just certain things, even leads, like in here, I thought it was in pattern 1. Yeah, I used one of the MIDI tracks, right, to play in. So that portion is one of the synths. So in order to get that, I had to use the iPad. Now it worked for that one track, but it is what it is. So I'm just saying it could be fixed. So that is my feelings on this one. I'm still in the air of whether I'm keeping it or not, or whether I'm sending it back, partly because I don't think they're going to respond to me. And I want to have a device that I feel like I can use. Otherwise, it's just a paperweight and it's just sitting around. And I don't keep things I'm not a collector. I'm a person who has stuff that I use. And if I don't use it, I don't keep it. So that's just something that I'm dealing with. Comment in your sections below how you feel, if you have one, if you don't have one. Be kind to Polyend. We're not trying to bash them by any means. I like what they do. I like the devices they came out with. I just want to see them improve it and do so in a faster pace. Seeing that this has been out a year now, it'd be nice to see certain features working that are basic features, I think, in devices, especially at this price. Audio in and out on USB-C, gotta have it. Gotta fix this, issue where it can't communicate well with stuff on iOS. Everybody's using an iPad and iPhones these days. When I plug it into the iPhone, it says it's too much power or something weird like that. I'm like, what? So I couldn't even use the iPhone for it. I did try it with iPhone. At one point I thought it worked, but lately it's just been wigging out, so I just left it alone. Went to the iPad, then that started messing up. Now I just don't know what else. So I don't want to be the guinea pig anymore. So I'm just letting you know that up front. But anyway, that's the unless it's free, then I'll be the guinea pig. Okay, if you send me one for free, and I'll definitely be a guinea pig. But yeah, it wasn't free. So that's it for this video. Until the next video, let me know if there's something else you know that I don't know. Maybe you know some ways to fix things. And I ain't talking about dismantling that. I'm talking about like some simple things that I could do better. I did learn a lot in the Discord. If you ever in the Polyend Discord, the Discord is jumping, and actually a lot of helpful people there. So I think that is a good thing that they've done, is building that Discord. They do have this one thing where it's not their Discord, but it's like a back end or something like that, where they allow you to do feature requests and vote on them and things of that nature. That's pretty cool, but I'm wondering how much are they really looking at it, because I ain't see, there's certain things like the audio over USB in is like probably the most requested feature, and I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'm out on the next one. I'll see you.